get in these big games, there's a tendency to get too fired up and try to go too fast, all right? Play smart football. I know you'll bring the physicality because you always do. Play smart. Go dominate tonight. Retirement's scary when you're 35 years old. I'm not very good at golf, so I couldn't do that every day. I needed something to apply myself to get me out of bed and get me excited every day. Amen. Let's go, boys. Pass them tonight. I was really concerned, honestly, about what my life was going to be like after football because you hear so many horror stories about athletes that struggle with retirement. So I started to plan fairly early, and one of the plans was to build a winery and have that to be something that I could throw my heart and soul into. That was dominant. That's what I expected out of you. When you start a business from scratch, you don't get to go to work from 9 to 5 and then shut it off and go have a beer with your buddies and then come back to work the next day. It's with you 24/7. One of the really difficult things in wine is that everything does take a long time. You make a decision with how you plant a vineyard. You don't know if you made the right decision for a decade, which can be frustrating because you want to know now. In football, I knew instantly if I threw a good pass or a bad pass, because if my guy caught it, it was a good one. If their guy caught it, it was a bad decision, and I knew right then. In wine, it's completely different. You know, sometimes it's 7 to 10 years before you know the outcome of a decision that you've made. To be successful in professional sports, you have to be wired a certain way. You know, you've got to be somebody that enjoys hard work and dedication and knowing that to be successful takes a long time. And I'm wired that way, and I wanted to find another outlet for that passion. When Robert Kraft bought the Patriots, he had a plan for how they were going to analyze players and slot players. And he's been disciplined about that. Now, I fell victim to that, you know, because all of a sudden there was a guy that could do the job as well or better than I could for a lower number. Next thing you know, I was shuffling off to Buffalo. What I learned about discipline from Robert Kraft was that you have to sit back and analyze your decisions factually. You have to take emotion out of it. When I was playing the game, I was always aware that how I approached that game had very little to do with my ability to throw a football, but a lot more to do with who I was. I approached football very, very seriously all the way through. I've approached this very seriously all the way through.
He didn't want to do the easy thing, he wanted to do it the right way. And I really think that Drew's integrity shines through in the wines and also in the business. He didn't just slap his name on the front of the bottle and expect everybody to buy it.
Is it a challenge to make great wine? Absolutely, it's a challenge to make great wine. The bigger challenge is to make great wine and be able to sell it and run a business with discipline. And that's the part that was as intriguing to me as the winemaking part was, can I start from scratch and build a successful business? You know, anybody that's critical of big business people for being wealthy and being greedy or whatever they call these big business people, go start a business from the ground up and build that yourself and understand what that means before you're critical. Now that I've started and built a business, I have far more respect for small business people and big business people that have built something on their own. I probably wouldn't be in this business if I hadn't grown up right here in Walla Walla. Doubleback is purely just about a small town kid that grows up in Walla Walla, goes off and has some success and then doubles back and comes back home. There are so many parallels between playing quarterback and running a business. One of the things you have to have in order to be successful at both is just an unwavering belief that you're going to be right. I'm sure there were doubters, but being able to come back to my hometown and be a part of the community that raised me and have a successful business that I really enjoy is as meaningful as anything I've ever done.